Hi guys, how's it going? I'm early. So, how is everybody out there today? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Hope your week's going well. Um, you know the routine. We're here to talk about lower decks. So, that's exactly what we're going to do. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Just relax. Hold still, everybody. All right. I'm back. Not that I ever went anywhere. I'm back from last week. I'm back from earlier today. We didn't see that because I was recording that. I'm back from yesterday. Yesterday's live? Yeah, that's it. Sure, that'll work. Anyway, Joseph is here. Oh, shoot, I totally forgot to watch this episode. You should watch it. Had a busy work day, prepping a presentation. Watching now, I'll pop back later. Okay. John Walker, Fat Produce. Right. Okay. I love that they explain the rocks behind every exploding console. I fucking hated that because that's not what it is. It's insulation foam. But that's fine. Now, officially, according to Lower Decks, it is corduroy rocks in the ceiling panels, not in the consoles. Non-central symmetry disrupts the charged leptons in the isolinear pathways of the main deflector. I hate that. I hate Lower Decks for two specific reasons. One, cleaning out the holodeck filters, and this. But that's fine. All right. Still not quite time to start, but we will hang out. I do want to give a special shout out to, and this is a special request for a very special birthday girl who's turning 10 years old today, who's probably watching with her dad. Wanted me to tell you, Lydia, that your daddy wants to wish you a very happy birthday. So happy birthday, Lydia. So there you go. Happy birthday, Lydia. You're a decade old. Damn. 10 years old. That's pretty impressive. But hope you had a great day. And happy birthday. So everybody wish Lydia a happy birthday in the chat, please. It would mean a lot. And I'd appreciate it. So please do that. And I'm not sure if Lydia likes dogs or puppies, but I mean, who doesn't? So Lola, Dot, and Precious all wish Lydia a happy birthday. So there you go. Hope that made you smile, Lydia. And yeah. So with that out of the way, please let's. Well, first of all, wish Lydia a happy birthday. As I said, everybody is, which is awesome. You guys are great. But now we're going to get to the topic at hand, which is episode 8 of season 5 of Lower Decks, Upper Decks. Now, if you didn't know, Mike McMahon's the creator of Lower Decks. One of his favorite episodes of TNG was the TNG episode Lower Decks, which I believe is season 6 of TNG. where you see the perspective of an episode from a lower decker point of view, right? So you know that something's going on. You see these senior officers acting a little weird, but you don't know why. Because not everybody would know what's going on. We see as the viewer, we see all the important stuff. We see all the main story elements, but a lower decker wouldn't. And that's what inspired Mike McMahon to make the show Lower Decks. So this episode is his homage to that episode being Upper Decks, because they talk about in this episode, Boimler and Mariner say, "Yeah, we're like the superstars on this ship. All the cool things happen to us." And they were totally cut out of this episode, which is hilarious. You got Beta Shift and Delta Shift ensigns. You've got the senior staff, and I think it's friggin' great. So. Oh, come on. When random just says flat out, yeah, they're mostly for that. Not a band account. We're not going to talk about the fucking total idiotic, stupid bullshit of Canada becoming the 51st state. That is the most stupid thing I've ever fucking heard. We've burned down your White House before. We'll do it again. Just chill out. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit talk on here because it's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. And, well, it's not, because anyway, we're not talking about that bullshit, so please don't mention it. Not a band account throws in $2. Happy birthday, Lydia, from the United States. Getting quite a few happy birthdays, Lydia, so there. Also, another episode where not much happened. I mean, there's a lot happening. It was just over different story arcs. It was very, very well paced, this one. But yeah, nothing really happened. It didn't tie in at all to the interdimensional fissures. But the next ones will. The next two are supposed to be really good. I mean, I've been hoping. I mean, I enjoyed this episode immensely. I thought it was great. I don't think I want to rank it as low as Sam wants to rank it. I know he gave me his score out of 10 kind of earlier today, and I think it's silly, but it's Sam, so I rank it higher than that. I enjoyed it for different reasons, and I really I wish it would have focused on the main story, like over, this season, these interdimensional fissures. I wish it had a legacy character. I wish it had something. But I really enjoyed it. I love seeing Ransom and Freeman and Billups and Shax and Tiana do their thing, and know that there's all this weird shit going on the ship that the lower deckers don't know anything about. I think that's hilarious. Pacing wise, it was great. It didn't feel at all like a burden to watch. The time flew by because there was so much going on, and I just thought it was great. So, but yes, the one nitpick I have is about these stupid cordry rocks in the ceiling. I love, even gave it a technical explanation. I mean, the technobabble in this episode was ridiculous. When Billups was talking to that ensign down in engineering, the last little bit of technobabble was insanely stupid. But I mean, we got reasons for the cordry rocks, which are now going to be mentioned every goddamn time. Every time we talk about Star Trek, and it annoys me. But just in case you're wondering, their non-centrosymmetry disrupts the charged leptons in the isolinear pathways of the main deflector. Curse you, Mike McMahon. Oh, Joe Torres is here. You're welcome, sir. Hopefully there isn't such a thing as a trash Lower Decks episode. No, even the not so great Lower Decks episodes are compared to other Lower Decks episodes. Like, it seems like Lower Decks just killed it right out of the gate. So the bar is very high for it. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And as a result, anything that's just fine is considered not as good. And that sucks. And Sam and I talked about this earlier today when we were talking. It's like, did you think Lower Decks peaked too early? Kind of like those jocks in high school, that was the peak of their life and everything else was downhill from there. Well, possibly that's the case. Really hard to say. I hold Lower Decks to a different standard than I hold a lot of other things to. And as much as I love, I mean, if I didn't do Trekyards and I didn't focus on the ships and tech, I would have laughed my ass off at the Cordry Rocks thing. However, unfortunately, it annoys me because everybody's like, why are there rocks on the bridge? And it's for years. We've been doing this for 10 years. For years, I've said, it's not. It's just it's a form of insulation that's in the consoles. It's like foam, almost insulation. It's not rocks. Oh, the rocks. It's always a joke. And now we have an explanation that I absolutely hate. If I didn't have to talk about it and defend that stuff on a regular basis, I wouldn't care. I think it would be hilarious. But unfortunately, I think there's also no biofilters in the holodeck. That's another stupid thing. That's not how holodecks work. But it's neither here nor there. There's the way they actually work, and then there's the Lower Decks making a joke out of something. So it's fine. I should just stop. Boimler's beard is coming in nice. It is indeed. I think it looks great, actually. Sam says, oh, his beard hasn't changed much. I don't like his beard. It's fine. Fleet Paw is here, $2. Honorable Fleet Paw, Swiftback, Killer of Fear. He is here. Phillips Technobabbles sped up to plaid in this episode, yes. Also, how long has the AI golem been in the computer on the ship? Yeah, that was a little bit silly, but funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it looked funny. I thought it was great. Talked to Sam about it, and he's like, "Oh, that just took me right out of it. That's so cartoonish." Didn't have the heart to tell him. That's kind of the point. I get what he's saying, but at the same time, I get what they were doing. So I thought it was funny. Anyway, so yes, by the way, our live review and breakdown of this episode will not be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as is usually the case. Instead, it will be Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in for that if you want a complete breakdown of this episode. And check out our content this weekend. And tomorrow we will have our edited review out, and you can watch that. So there. Excuse me. Grant McGregor, they did burn out on plots they were building up with the conclusion of the Texas class. Yes, I don't disagree. Phoenix says, I thought the rocks were just chunks of bridges, ceilings, and console platings just coming apart. Well, no, usually it's when a console blows out or something, you get these, and they look like rocks. But it's just foam. It's just foam insulation, like a spray insulation that's in the consoles. It's fine. Anyway. Fleet Paw, sorry, I've started learning French, much to everyone around me's chagrin. Yeah, don't bring that shit here. Yes, cartoonish in a cartoon. It's mind-boggling, is it not? Joe Torres, Lydia wants to thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you from me as well, Cap, and you wonderful Trekyardians. Live long and prosper, Joe and Lydia. And again, Lydia, I hope you had a great day. And many, many more decades of having birthdays. You've made it to 1 decade. That's amazing. 10 years. So congratulations. I've done 5 of those decades, and it's not always a fun ride. But anyway, I hope you had a great day, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow, and a great weekend, and a great week after that. I just hope you have a great time. And tell your dad, punch your dad in the shoulder for me. And then let me know that you've done it. Sorry. My son's outside shoveling snow, and I had to unlock the car for him. So I just have to send a quick message. Just give me 1 second. I just got in from shoveling the back deck and half of the front, and then I had the live to do because it's live time. So Christian's out finishing the driveway and uncovering the cars and whatnot. So anyway, she did have an anniversary date with her husband on the holodeck, Ozzy. Yes, indeed. Which was odd, because I was like, where the hell did Admiral Freeman come from? When did he get delivered to the ship? Was it via shuttle? Was another ship nearby that transported him aboard? Has he been there for a few days, hiding to surprise her for her anniversary? It's one of those things that doesn't make much sense to me. If anything's just going to be nitpicky for me, it's something like that, you know. But it's fine. It's fine. It's great to see them together. I kind of got the implication in season 1 that they were divorced, and that could have been the case maybe, and they get back together now, but I don't know. It's cool to see them. Trekyard, plasma-based systems require lots of protective insulation and shielding. That shit gets hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Mark Lawrence, $5. Thank you so much, Mark. Good to see you. Just checking in. Love the episode. Barnes was still cute in her recovery, playing the brass. Was she, though? Look, I love Ensign Barnes. She's a sweetheart. She is cute. Guess it's just going to make me sound superficial. But it wasn't a good look for her. You know, I'm glad that got cured. I'm just saying. And that's a tie into TNG's episode Genesis. I think it's called Genesis. Anyway, the one where they all evolve. It's not how DNA works, by the way. There's no way we would have spider DNA anywhere in our DNA. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. It's fine. Let's see. Leepa, I've done 3.5 decades while living in 5 decades, 2 millennia, 2 centuries, and like 6 gazillion mini disasters. I've done all those things too. Maybe she had hot chocolate in her cup, Ozzy. I don't know. Were the Clickets ever mentioned by on any other Trek series? I don't remember them ever being shown, let alone mentioned. Not that I'm aware of, no. Excuse me. The big thing that it was in the morning briefing. And I thought, Clicket, because remember those things from the 80s, you know, where you had to put your seatbelt on and they had the campaign for seatbelts. It's like click it or ticket. As soon as I heard click it, that's exactly what I thought. So, I mean, those campaigns worked back then. Click it or ticket. But no, I don't think they've ever mentioned before. They're a cool species. I mean, they got a good look. I like the insectoid look with the wings and the little fang things. It's good. Just don't compliment them, or do compliment them, as the case may be. Might be the best thing for them, or for you, I guess. So I thought they were great. Their ships, not so much. The ships were a little odd. The ships looked oddly familiar, though, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if we have seen them before. could very well be the case, but I kind of doubt it. But now we've seen them, so now we'll know. And knowing is half the battle. Marco, this one did not click with me, unfortunately. I am not sure if it's me, but it feels like writing has really gone down. This whole season has been such a disappointment. I don't know if this was supposed to be their version of Data's Day. No, this was their version of Lower Decks. You know, the TNG episode Lower Decks? That's what this was. I talked about that at the beginning of the live, if you want to go back and check that out. Phoenix Gundam. Good God, why does Star Trek still not know how evolution works? I got a Data's Day vibe off this episode as well. If it was following one person, I would agree. Yes, it did follow Freeman, and we did get personal logs from all the command crew. If it was just her personal log, I'd agree it was Data's Day. But considering we got everybody's, I had a bagel this morning. It upset my stomach, but I feel better now. That's all. You know, I see why you're saying that. Maybe a little bit of Data's Day influence in there as well, sure. But I didn't get that vibe. Fleet Plus says my new computer came today. I'm excited. Are you using your computer now to watch us here? I mean, me. There's no us. There's just me. There's you, which are us collectively if you're out there. But for me, it's just me. So you're watching me on your new computer? Or us? The pups are here. The dogs are here. So, I don't know. Are you using your computer, Fleepa? You haven't set up yet. Ozzy, were they in one generation they couldn't sleep, Riker found out the crew members going in another dimension. Yeah, that's schisms, and those are not the clickets. Although, were they meant to be? Because they had the click sound. We never did really see what they look like because they were under hoods. But no, I'm pretty sure it's not them. But anyway, yeah, so I kind of liked Ransom's approach, even though he's a bad officer, because if he was pretending to be asleep and the ship was getting invaded and he almost died because he was going to get stabbed and he didn't wake up to protect his crew, that's a little sketch. However, I did appreciate his whole let them work it out vibe. He's shown some good leadership is questionable, but he's shown some good people skills during the course of the series. And I kind of liked the way he approached it today somewhat. His story was great. Freeman's was okay. It was cool seeing her schedule. Tiana's was not great. I kind of forgot all about that. It's just stupid, honestly. That woman was set to kill. So am I. Her story wasn't great. Shax's was probably the best for me, with the whole inner demon and seeing the battle of fuck, I've written downstairs. Anyway, one of the battles in the war with the Cardassians. That was kind of great, honestly. The fact that he actually re-inhabited his body and killed 4 clickets without realizing it, and that's like, oh shit, sorry guys. Maybe they weren't dead. Maybe he didn't kill them because they were still kind of moving, but still, that's bad. Because if those were diplomats or something, and this was going on, that would have been a disastrous outcome. So, was that great? I don't know. But Shax's was really fun. Billups was also fun, talking about the retrofits he's made over the years and how he must have done something wrong. Oh, was my mother visiting during that when I did that one? Or just I haven't got around to repairing them or removing the fixes that he did. That was fun, kind of fun as well. I really like the Billups one. I like Billups' reaction to things. That axe is for emergencies. What do you constitute this? And I love that there's an axe in engineering with a Delta branded on it. You know, in case of emergency, break glass. use axe, right? I thought that was hilarious. Um, I was trying to think if there's anything else that really stood out to me. Or a reference to a singing virus was kind of funny. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. It was great to see some of the other members of the Cerritos do their thing. I don't think we get enough time with Freeman and Ransom and those guys, especially Billups. Yes, I know they've each had like an episode kind of dedicated to them. That's fine, but I had no problem not not hearing Mariner or Boimler this episode. Although Tendi and Rutherford have really been sidelined this season. I mean, Tendi had the first couple with the Orion stuff, but since she's been back, she's been very sidelined. Rutherford's been very much so sidelined. And that's kind of sad. I hope it gets better in the next two episodes. So, anyway, that's that. The Clickets were also in the Lower Decks episode Veritas. Sure, if you say so, I believe you. I don't remember in what context. Jack Ransom, Starfleet's best worst commander. It's a good moniker. Fleetpaw, no, I am not using it right now because it's doing updates and such. That's what I was asking because it takes a while to set those up. I'm still figuring it out because I'm going from Windows to Mac, and Mac has a little bit of a learning curve. It does, and don't get me wrong, I love Apple products. Sylvia's got a Mac laptop. I like it, but I don't. I've still got Windows. There's a lot of really cool things you could do in a Mac, especially if you want an Apple Watch and have an iPhone. So, anyway, sorry. Phoenix says, also, Shax has astral projection, Doctor Strange powers. That's good to know. Jay Torres, her scenes are just for laughs at this point, and I'm good with that. Whose scenes? He said her scenes. Who do you mean? Marco, I think I may have had expectation that they would have expanded on the Portals theme. Well, they will next episode. The next two episodes are that's gonna be the focus. Yes, they skipped the fissures again. And Joseph says, I'm back. Finished the episode. This one was an interesting one. It was a good change to see what everyone else does instead of the lower deckers. I was bummed there was nothing about the interdimensional rifts. Yeah. Fleetpaw, which I do. Apple Watch, iPhone, and iPad. LOL. And I have the iPad. You said you liked my iPad because it's huge. It's a huge iPad. It's the Pro. I can't remember fucking which iPad this is now. iPad 12, iPad 4. I don't fucking know what iPad it is. It's the latest one in the Pro. It might be what there might be one newer than this now because this was bought like last year sometime. So anyway, but yeah, Apple Watch, the iPhone. I'm looking at you through the iPhone. So yeah. Anyway, no, it was a fun episode. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it was as good as last week, honestly, but it was definitely close to it. So it'll be interesting to see where our scoring is. And as I said, it's not tomorrow that we do our live. It's going to be on Monday because Sam is away. He left today, actually, to do a Christmas thing this weekend with Marie's family. So he is gone. I also have a thing on Saturday, if I can get to it with the snow we've got. A family thing on Saturday. So, yes, for Christmas. So, anyway, Monday will be the day we review this and break this down. So, if you're able to check it out, it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday instead of tomorrow, and that's fine. There you go. Anyway, moving on. I would like to see episode about a temple anomaly. A temple anomaly. Okay. Fleet Paw, yeah, your iPad is way newer than mine. LOL. And bigger and heavier, you said. It's got a beef to it. It's not really comfortable to hold, if I'm honest. But, and I got my Apple Pencil, which just slots inside and recharges. Beautiful. Joseph says, gonna do any gaming with the captain stream soon? Bridge crew? Maybe. I streamed Star Wars Battlefront 2 last week. Because I replayed it because I love that game. It's really fun. I'll do more. I've got to finish a game of Starfleet Armada fleet operations that I started and didn't finish on a live, but I've saved it. Got to finish that. Bridge Crew. I should play Bridge Crew. I haven't played Bridge Crew for a while, so. But yes, of course, there will be on the Captain Foley personal channel. Speaking of, tomorrow, if you're following my shelf by shelf series that I've been doing, tomorrow is the next chapter, chapter 7. Guilty Pleasures is what it's called. So check it out if you're able to. That's over on the Captain Foley personal channel. So sorry, I don't know why I have a cough. I didn't have a cough literally an hour ago, but then I went out and shoveled some snow and now I have a cough. And now everybody's going to chime in saying, oh my God, go to the hospital, get yourself checked. You're going to have a heart attack or something. I don't know. No, I'm fine. It's just a little tickle at the back of my throat. And to be fair, for the last few days, I haven't been feeling the best. I've been tired and sluggish. So hopefully I'm not getting sick. And shoveling snow, it's not heavy snow, but it's just built up over the last 2 days. So there's quite a bit of it. It's just a pain. Anyway, why are we talking about that? This is about, I don't know. I'm done talking about the Lord X episode unless you guys want to talk about anything specifically. So drop what you want to talk about in the comments. And I'll reiterate the newest piece of Star Trek tech that we got exposed to, which we've known about for years. The corduroy rocks, which are in the ceiling panels, don't you know? And the reason they're there is their non-central symmetry disrupts the charged leptons in the isolinear pathways of the main deflector. So there you go. New Trekyards episode coming out about those at some point. Never. I should do that on my Captain Foley personal channel. Do a series or a video about the things that Lower Decks did for... Stop.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, you won't. This new Apple AI, I'm telling you what. Anyway, about the things that Lower Decks did for laughs that aren't really things. Like I said, like the biofilters for the holodeck, like these corduroy rocks. I had to write it down because I know I've got to memorize it because everybody's going to talk about them from now until the end of time. Can't wait to interview Mike McMahon again. Tell him how annoyed I am at him for that. But he probably knows they do watch Trekyards. I shouldn't let it bother me. I'm not going to let it bother me because then they get the satisfaction of going, haha. So I'm not going to do it. It's fine. It's on. Those are only on, California class and lower tier ships. All the other ships that we see in the series that it happens to, it's just insulation foam. It's fine. It's all good. Shouldn't let it be a thorn in my side. Fleetpaw, don't say snow. I spent all day dealing with it, and it was miserable. Yes, indeed. I watched it come down all day. Nice white fluffy snow. I'm like, I used to enjoy it when it snowed. When I was a kid, we had 2 fireplaces in the house, one upstairs, one downstairs. And my dad would go out and use a snowblower and clean up the driveway, and my brothers would shovel the back deck and the sidewalk, and I could sit inside and hope for a school day, a snow day, a snow day where they cancel school. You know, I had to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Actually, 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Listen to the radio to see if your school was announced. And most of the time wasn't. Now, light dusting of snow. Oh, schools are canceled. Anyway, regardless. So, yeah, I was sitting there watching the snow all day today thinking, at some point I gotta fucking shovel this. But it's so fluffy and light. It'll be fine. Then it got to the point where the dogs had to go outside. And the snow was deeper than the dogs. And it didn't make for a comfortable bathroom break for them. So I had to go shovel the deck. Do you guys, are you here for this? Or are you here to talk about Star? I don't even know. I don't even know. Phoenix says, I'm starting to appreciate old school 22 episode seasons back in the day because they can't fit in enough of these short 10 to 12 episode seasons. I agree, 100%. And 22, I mean, some seasons had 26 episodes of some shows, right? So, Fleetpaw shared the link to me playing Battlefront 2. Terrence Childs, does anyone know how to play Parisi's Squares? Yeah, they explain it, they show it in Prodigy. Season 2? Season 2. Yeah, Prodigy Season 2. And they kind of explain a little bit. So, yes. Joseph Barbato, no wonder why they're always rocks. Grant McGregor, I have to point out that Bungar 5 is quite small of a planet and might let labeled as a protoplanet. Reminds me of the planet with the rings in the Voyager intro and how it couldn't hold rings. Yes. Whatever you just said. Absolutely. I know I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen the thing. I was just making a joke, but a planet that size wouldn't have rings because it couldn't. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Fleetpaw. There's a gnarly little virus running around lately. I've noticed a lot of people got it. Is it a case of the hates? Fleetpaw, oh yay, the exploding console rocks have a name now. Oh yeah, I know, man. Joseph Barbato, yep, you enjoyed it till you had to shovel it. Yep. Fleetpaw, you know they probably just did that as an Easter egg, especially for Trekyards, right? No, not necessarily. I mean, when we interviewed Mike McMahon, okay, first of all, everyone on his team knows who we are. They watch our content to see how well they did. If they got a ship right, whatever, they appreciate that. They've told us as much, right? As a matter of fact, Mike McMahon said Trekyards holds us to task whenever we have a ship, we want to make sure it's accurate. Like, what would Trekyards say? So that's kind of funny in and of itself, right? It extends so far that all the actors from Lower Decks know who we are. We went up to the lady that plays Captain Freeman in Vegas. She's like, Trekyards. She watches the content. Rutherford knows who we are. Rutherford, the goddamn actor who plays Rutherford, knows who Trekyards is without us saying anything, by the way, which is kind of hilarious. Other shows, not so much. But I think Mike McMahon, you know, his team at least know who we are, which is appreciated. Maybe they did it to see what our reaction would be. I doubt it. I don't hold myself that high. Like, I don't think that much of myself that they do that to get under our skin. We did kind of joke with him after season 1, or was it season 2? The one interview we did, we're like, it'd be cool if you had a, you know, Captain Foley mentioned, or maybe have us in the background arguing over blueprints or something. And he says, oh, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Kind of, if it sounded like he was serious. And then when we kind of followed up with him later about it, like a couple months later, he's like, yeah, actually, you know, you have to be in the Screen Actors Guild. There's a whole bunch of rules and stuff we have to go through to have stuff like that put in. And it's like, oh. So I don't know if he was just bullshitting us or whatever. That's kind of what I think. Just like, I'm sure everybody that he knows is like, oh, can you put me in the show? So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the whole holodeck biofilters, that's not how holodecks work. A got a whole episode of Trekyards about how the holodeck works, which was filmed and never edited. I had fun writing that script, so I know exactly how the holodecks work, every detail. There are no fucking biofilters, by the way. So, just, yeah, now we've got that joke. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. I need to do a rant video on this particular topic because you don't come here for this. So, I apologize. Let's do a rant alert on snow. No. Grant McGregor, thoughts on how they wrote in Picard Season 2 for a nightmare clown to haunt Picard's dreams? Picard Season 2 for a nightmare clown to haunt Picard. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I know he had dreams. I know he dreamt about his mother hanging herself. I don't know if you were referring to something specifically. Fleet Paw, $5. Rant alert, all hands to rant stations. Let's talk snow. It's cold, it's wet and irritating, gets everywhere. It's heavy and it hurts you. Yeah, it kind of hurt. I didn't throw my back out. My back's been sore. And shoveling it didn't help. I've taken medication. So, it should be fine. If I drop dead, somebody make sure you message Sylvia to let her know I had a heart attack on live or something. Not that that's going to happen, but you never know, right? Terrence Childs, there's a good chance you could appear on an episode, Captain. That'd be great. We're talking about a Federation computer, how a Federation computer works, and the damn thing is infinitely complicated. Excellent. Joseph Barbado, I'm always here for the rants. And I'm always here for the rent. Super chat. Let's go. That was funny. Come on. Come on. That's funny. I need at least a super chat for that one. That was funny. Phoenix says, also the space cow creatures were cute. Not moopsy cute, but cute nevertheless. Yeah, especially the last scene where you see the Cerritos and the family over and the little ones trying to like move really fast and then rolls into a ball and like, that was so Lola. Wait for me, I got little legs. Yeah, they were cute. Mike McMahon talks turbolifts and pylons. Yep. They had a cloaking device. They did, Ozzy, yes. An organic cloaking device. That's one of the reasons the clickets were there, to harvest that and then eat the remainder depending on texture and deliciousness. Oh, Fleet Paws sharing all the links. Those are the early interviews, I think, aren't they? That's one that was just Mike McMahon, because for season 2 or 3, I can't remember which, we had the team on. We had Mike McMahon. I can't remember their names now. We had his lead ship guy. We had the guy that designed the Obina class, which is his last name's Obina. And then there was another guy on there as well. They all wanted to come on. And we had like a panel discussion. And that was after I had the flood in the basement here because my computer was upstairs during that interview. And that's the live, or the not live, but the interview where Mike McMahon said, yeah, Trekyards really holds us to task on the technical stuff. Like, we need to make sure that things look right. So anyway, it was such an honor for me to hear that from him. That's all. So that's why I keep bringing it up. But again, he was probably just bullshitting. I don't think it's necessarily the case. Federation tricorder doesn't really run off batteries. Does it charge by the whole ship? Yes, it's got induction charging. Every time it's on the ship, it's being charged by, same with the communicators, same with any of their tech. It's being charged by the ambient energy of the ship. Once you get it off the ship, it's got a limited lifespan, essentially. But yes, it's induction charging. Just walking around, being in the presence of the ship, charges them. That's how they work. I think we talk about that in our communicator episodes, part 1 and 2. Where's the shuttle base? Phoenix Gundam, also cloaking is a biological function, apparently. Yeah, I mean, why not? You got chameleons that can change their appearance. So why is it out of the realm of possibility that a creature can actually make itself invisible? I think that's a pretty likely scenario. Let's be honest. I mean, if you play Helldivers, the stalkers, they can turn invisible. We saw in Discovery, unfortunately, this last season, they went to a planet, which was a quarry in Toronto. And on that planet, there were invisible insects, like big ones. It was Helldivers, the episode. And yeah, I have no problem with something that is organic and can cloak. I think it's a great idea. Ozzy, now they're using Wesley's small tractor beam. It's not Wesley's, but okay. I mean, in the last episode, Gods and Angles, they do mention, is that like Wesley's tractor beam? But no, they just have smaller tractor beams. It's not Wesley's. He built that for a project. So anyway, what did you think of the episode, guys? Let me know in the comments. Whether you liked it, loved it, just thought it was okay, let me know. Or how would you rank it on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know. Because I've heard a lot of people say I'm not really impressed with this one. It didn't grab me, didn't click with me. Click it. But some people, I might be the only one out there that's saying I loved it. I don't know. But okay, loved is maybe too harsh. I really liked it. Loved is not harsh. Love is a little bit too pandering, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I liked it just fine. I think last week's was better. Do I even know what why are you here? Do I even know what I'm talking about? I just sit here and ramble at a phone for like an hour, and people want to come watch that, which is great, but I don't quite understand it. But thank you. BJ throws in $5. Thank you. Keep forgetting to watch Lower Decks on Thursday, often sleeping. I've been watching it before Dune Prophecy on Sunday. I'll go watch it now. Good night. Good night, BJ. Thank you for tuning in and super chatting. Much appreciated. BJ said he liked the last episode. Ozzy said it's great. Koala 9.4. Mom gives it a 9.5. BJ says loves Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Haven't checked that out yet. Donnie gives it a 10 out of 10. No shit. Joseph says I'd say a solid 6. BJ says I'll go now to watch the latest episode. Yeah, go do that. Go give her a watch. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, it's not a broad difference in scores there, but I think most people find it okay, adequate. It feels kind of crazy to keep introducing new interesting characters, and mostly they'll never show them again, like Ollie and this new Australian woman. Yes, unfortunately, with this being the last season, that's a bit of a shame. But the characters are great, always. Mark Lawrence, I liked it. Just wish they touched on the riffs more. Almost forgotten in the show at this point, though thought it was going to be a season arc. Yeah, it was very heavily. Not heavily. It was referenced in the first couple episodes. Not interwoven with the story necessarily, but yeah, it kind of fell by the wayside, sadly. Phoenix Gundam, it says it's a 7 only because it's slow, feels slow at times. Or I'll say it's a 7 only. Grant McGregor. Oh, hold on. You thought this episode was slow? I thought this episode was paced beautifully. There's so much going on all the time, and you're switching between each different story. This one flew by for me. So pacing wise, I didn't think it was slow at all. That's interesting you say that. Grant McGregor, my disappointment with the series coming to a close is I'll never get my chance to see a Stand By Me parody with Jack Ransom and Wesley Crusher. That's funny. Yeah. It is sad. I mean, there's 2 more episodes. 2 more episodes this season, and then we're done. Kaput. I think Lower Decks might come back in another form. Possibly a movie or some such. I can definitely see them doing not only just one movie, but like a series of movies over the next couple of years. I think that'd be great. I would much rather watch a Lower Decks movie than a Section 31 movie, but what do I know? I just work here. Mark Lawrence, we did get the Purple Prize episode, though. Did you get my recent picture? How'd you send it, Mark? What's the last? Depends how you sent it. Just remind me what it is, because I do not recall. Sorry, I'm kind of getting in the weeds there a little bit. I could make a Jack used to be a fat kid joke reference. Yes, absolutely. Text, I knew I had a Purple Prize and just found it. Did you just send it? I can't say I was a recall, Mark. I can't seem to find it, so maybe I did see it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting sidelined a little bit. I apologize. All right. Sent Tuesday. Everything comes on Tuesday. Wheat Paw, $5. Lower decks. Lower decks. Lower decks. Lower decks. Thoughts on fixing an overload pylon with a hammer? I approve. I'm not an engineer. I don't know. Don't ask me these things. I could resend it. You could, and you should, and you will. I'll probably instantly remember. Percussive maintenance always fixes everything, Grant. It's true. Not everything. Not everything. I mean, it doesn't fix a lot of people, percussive maintenance. Which is sad. Come on. Why is this not refreshing? I just saw the message come in, but unfortunately I'm using my phone there for the live, so I can't really check. And I pull up my texts here. And for some reason it's not refreshing. Blame Mark, everybody, for me doing this stuff. Okay, well, I searched Mark. Oh my god. I'll check it out later, Mark. Unfortunately, I can't do it right now. I could, but it would stop the stream. So send it. Can you send it via Messenger? That would work better for me, if I'm honest. Anyway, sorry. Hi, I'm back. All right. Bird on its way. Gosh, Mark. Cool, will do. All right, do that. Phoenix says, also, have Starfleet engineers always had that climbing equipment, or was that new? It's new as far as I know. That's all I can say about that. Pretty sure most ships don't have that, no. All right, here's Mark's. Oh, yes, Mark, I did see this. Now I remember. So Mark Horn sent me this, which is Q, right? And Q's messing with things and made a purple Enterprise, as you can see. The purple prize. Yes, I remember this. You sent it to me and it confused me at first, and then I figured it out. I'm smart. FMRT. I'm smart. I'm smart. I will make you go. Welcome back from your phone thing. Hi. So Q gets around. Get around, round, round. I get around. Yeah, get around, round, round. I get around. Anyway, so yeah, that's the episode in a nutshell. It's pretty good. It's a above average episode for me. Last week's was better. This week's was fun. It was fun seeing other characters doing things, and a lot going on with different characters. As I said, Shax's was probably my favorite, followed by Billups. But that's me. That's me. Also, seeing Beta and Delta Shift working together as the ensigns for this project was fun. Obviously, our lower deckers had the day off, or it wasn't their shift hours, obviously. So, again, that's kind of cool. Otherwise, it would have been them in the cargo bay or the hangar bay, shuttle bay, doing the things. So, yeah, I thought it was a fun episode. Sorry, the camera moved. Dot just walked under it and hit it. These damn dogs, I tells you what. Was that a fucking elephant? Good Lord, Lola is a loud little pork chop. Yep. So Q was menacing Purple Picard at the same time. Possibly, yes. I would not be surprised. Go on. Go on. You need help? Nope, you got it. Good girl. Anyway, anybody else have anything they'd like to talk about with this episode in particular? And by the way, don't know if she's still here, but happy birthday again to Lydia. Happy 10th birthday today from Captain Foley and Trekyards and all the Trekyardians. Hope she had a fantastic day. Anyway, what do you guys want to talk about? Let me know. Probably I'm going to be on for a few more minutes. So if there's anything you'd like me to discuss, please let me know. It's a lower decks episode compared to most of newer Trek. It's Shakespeare. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. That's the thing, and we've said this before. It's hard to judge lower decks because we judge it according to lower decks standards, which it peaked early, like it was good right off the hop, and just got better and better and better in season 1. Season 2, same thing. It's been a little bit of a decline, somewhat here and there, but it hit so hard out of the gate that anything else to live up to that is just hard. So when we say, or when I say, I don't particularly like this episode, I've heard people say, "Oh, he said he hates it." It's like, no, I don't hate it. It's a Star Trek episode. A bad episode of Lower Decks is still a really good Star Trek episode, all around. It's just a bad episode of Lower Decks compared to Lower Decks. It's hard. It's a hard scale. It's hard to justify how we portray what we think of the episode. Honestly, Discovery had his own unique scoring system because it's Discovery, right? If they got one canon thing right, it's like, holy shit, that's a point. Good job, guys. Lord Hex is the exact opposite, right? Phoenix says, I just thought at first the space cows being afraid of something had something to do with Shaq's visions, not random aliens hunting them. Yeah, it would have also been cool if Shaq's vision was actually some kind of weird link to one of the interdimensional fissures. Like there's actually this other version of Shaq's in another dimension that, due to something that happened in Shaq's past, they're kind of linked. And he can see them more clearly now because they're near a fissure. I don't know. Something. You could have tied something in there for sure. But I like that it's just his personal demons that he's fighting. So I'm good with that as well. Sounds like the driveway is done now. It has stopped snowing. Hopefully it doesn't pick up again. And if it does, whatever. It's down to the driveway now. So it does not look like going to add to the snow that was already there. And it's fine. So yeah, I mean, it didn't need to link to anything for it. And I actually kind of forgot about the interdimensional fissures the first time watching this one. Because I enjoyed the ride, right? So didn't need them necessarily, but yeah, after the fact it's missing. And T'Lyn was in this episode for a hot second. I mean, she's been absent from a lot of episodes, and I realized that they were all absent from this episode in the grand scheme of things, but to have, and I wonder if they expected this to be aired sooner because it was a Halloween episode. He made the little V'ger and the little Cerritos on the pumpkin. It was kind of nice. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see more of T'Lyn. It would have been great if, kind of following in the vein of the Lower Decks TNG episode, if we had seen Mariner and Boimler walking through a hallway and Shax or Tiana or somebody go running by in the corridor having something to do, like going somewhere to do something, and then both kind of like stop, kind of poke their heads back through and look, and then just keep walking. Like they know something's going on, but they don't know what. Like that's the whole point of this episode. Is for this episode, they're not the main characters, right? So that would have been fun to see. But again, they only had the 27 minutes or whatever it was for this episode. They didn't have like a full hour. If they had an hour, I could see them doing that, because that happens in the TNG episodes of Lower Decks, where you see and you hear commands from the senior officers as an ensign, and you don't have the full picture. And it's like something weird is going on right now. And yeah, absolutely. Cardassian comes aboard. You know, there's some weird shit happening. What's going on? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't have the full picture because you're just a lower decker, right? So it would have been great if they kind of turned the tables and made that a thing for this episode. But it's fine. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. It was way too much of a throwaway for this late in the show, but overall fun to watch. Oh, hail the Sonoran pug. Yes. I do fear without an explanation for the differences in the Gorn from Strange New Worlds to TOS, it's going to look or feel weird. Oh, they're not going to explain it. They've already said as much. That it's just what it is. So, Marco, I thought it was something connected with Jax's death, the ghostly version of him. Or Shax's death, yeah. Him on the Black Mountain. Phoenix Gundam, some people did theorize Shax's visions were a paw wraith terrorizing him. Yeah, 100%. His paw was in conflict with itself, like having an angel on one shoulder and a demon on the other. They're gonna throw down occasionally. It's great, yeah, 100%. All right, I think I'm probably going to call it there, guys. We've gone over the hour. There's really not much more to talk about, and I kind of want to go sit in a more. I want to go sit on the couch because my back's bothering me a little bit from shoveling. So, if there's nothing else that anybody really wants to talk about with this episode, we're going to call it there. And I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me. I appreciate it as always. And yeah, check out my episode tomorrow on my Captain Foley personal channel. My next episode of Shelf by Shelf, which is Chapter 7. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. And yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. And tune in on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live review and breakdown of this episode, where we talk about it in detail, both me and Sam. It's not tomorrow, it's Monday. It'll be on Monday. Anyway, have yourselves a fantastic evening and a wonderful weekend. Be safe. And I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Have a good one.